Welcome back to another episode of Days Tarot. I'm your host, Deja, and we're going to get started with the daily tarot card pull for the general collective advice for this week um, for December 4th, Friday. Okay, I hope y'all been having a good week so far, and I hope you've been enjoying these videos. Please let me know in the comments below. Also, don't be afraid to like, share, and subscribe that thing. And also turn on the little notification bells if you want to see me when it dings. Okay, let's see what the general collective advice is going to be for December 4th. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. So the bottom of the deck's energy is that Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, again, you still might be in the editing phase and reevaluating where you want to go in the physical sense, reevaluating that business plan, because it looks like the card that popped out for this day is the Three of Swords in reverse. So the Three of Swords upright is like you don't want that card necessarily because it has a negative connotation. It's like, being stabbed in the back, stabbed in the heart, stabbed in your mind, because swords represents air. So with it being upright, getting out of that energy, the advice is to pick yourself up. Let that tower moment happen, because the tower is underneath that. So I feel like there was something that needed to be shaken up mentally and physically for you to be able to recalibrate, restructure. You might have had a good plan, because I'm looking at the other cards below. You had a good plan, but at the end of the day, some things need to be halted and shaken up and broken down sometimes in order for you to reanalyze and rethink it, coming from a different perspective, a higher perspective, like a higher mindset, a better mindset, a mindset after growth, after that tower moment. Like, let the tower moment happen. Let whatever is falling apart fall apart, because it was making you overstimulated mentally. Ring on the truth, to the point where the physical was starting to be affected. Now you're thinking, oh, well, it's not going to work out because that didn't work out. Maybe this is a horrible idea. Maybe this was a bad place to start working at. Maybe this was a bad place to move to, start, or trying to pick something apart to the point of being upset, not only mentally but physically feeling it as well. Sometimes you can think yourself into an element. And I'm not saying, oh, you can think yourself into being sick. But sometimes those thoughts, when it's so toxic and it lingers for so long, it can absolutely, it can manifest physically. And you can really start feeling that. Like, okay, for instance, if you're afraid to speak up and you're afraid to really tell someone how you feel, tell your boss how you feel about something made you uncomfortable, then you can end up having like laryngitis. You know what I mean? Or you can have like a cold. Your sinuses can start draining. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like when you're angry and you can think up a frenzy, you end up with a headache, because you have all that tension, all those boiled up emotions. It's all riled and just, I'm thinking, I'm cussing, blah, blah, blah. Now you have a headache. Now you're physically being affected. You see what I'm saying? The correlation. So just keep an eye out on that. Let that tower happen. If it's meant to happen and break apart, it will. That's because it's trying to make way for a new, stronger foundation. So that means that stop overthinking. Come from a higher perspective. Let those feelings and thoughts process and work it out. Write it down. So write the mental down physically, and try to reassess. Because again, just because it might not be working at that point in time, or maybe because you don't want to say it then, doesn't mean that you won't be able to be prepared to talk about it later, or to be able to make that happen and build that business or build that aspect of this, later. Okay, so just keep calm and carry on. Okay, I hope y'all have a good night. Until next time.